What if Ash had Lucario from the beginning? Now before we start, this is one of the biggest changes we've done so far, because Lucario isn't just another strong Pokemon. Lucario is one of the few Pokemon that can actually understand Aura, and because Ash has Aura himself, these two would have an insane connection from the very beginning. So let's get into it. Everything changes the day Ash arrives at Professor Oak's lab. Instead of getting Pikachu, Professor Oak gives Ash a Riolu. Oak recently received the Riolu from another trainer who couldn't properly raise it. Riolu was strong, stubborn, and constantly wanted to battle. Most trainers couldn't keep up with it. But the second Riolu meets Ash, something feels different. The two immediately sense each other's aura. Neither of them fully understands it yet, but there's already a connection there. Ash heads out on his journey with Riolu by his side, and unlike Pikachu, Riolu actually respects Ash from the start. It still has a competitive personality and constantly wants to get stronger, but it listens to Ash and trains with him every day. As Ash begins traveling through Kanto, he catches Caterpie, Pidgeotto, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and eventually Charmander. Kanto team: Riolu, Butterfree, Pidgeotto, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charizard. As the team grows, Riolu naturally becomes the leader. Whenever Ash catches a new Pokemon, Riolu is usually the first one helping it train. Even though Ash is still an inexperienced trainer, Riolu constantly pushes the entire team to improve. Eventually, Ash arrives in Pewter City and challenges Brock for his first gym badge. Brock opens with Geodude while Ash chooses Riolu. The battle starts off evenly. Geodude uses Defense Curl and Tackle, while Riolu counters with Quick Attack and Rock Smash. Riolu's speed quickly becomes the deciding factor. After dodging multiple attacks, Riolu lands a direct Rock Smash and defeats Geodude. Brock then sends out Onix. At first, Onix completely dominates the battlefield. Its size and strength overwhelm Riolu, and Ash quickly realizes he can't win through brute force. Instead, Ash starts using Riolu's speed. Riolu repeatedly runs up Onix's body while dodging attacks before landing multiple Rock Smashes. Eventually, Riolu lands one final Rock Smash directly on Onix's head. Onix falls, Ash wins his first gym badge. As Ash continues traveling through Kanto, Riolu keeps getting stronger. Every gym leader teaches Ash something new, and every battle teaches Riolu something new. By the time Ash reaches Vermilion City, Riolu has become far stronger than it was at the start of the journey. Now Ash faces Lieutenant Surge. Surge sends out Raichu. Ash responds with Riolu. The crowd immediately notices the size difference. Raichu is bigger, stronger, and more experienced. The battle starts badly for Ash. Raichu lands Thunderbolt after Thunderbolt while Riolu struggles to get close. Eventually Ash notices something. Raichu is stronger, Riolu is faster. Ash immediately changes strategies. Riolu starts using Quick Attack to constantly circle Raichu. Every time Raichu fires a Thunderbolt, Riolu dodges and moves to a new position. After several exchanges, Raichu begins slowing down. Ash sees his opportunities. Now Quick Attack. Riolu slams directly into Raichu. Raichu finally falls. Ash wins another gym badge. As the journey continues, Riolu starts developing basic aura abilities. Nothing major yet, but Ash notices that Riolu often reacts to attacks before they happen. It's almost like it can sense what opponents are going to do. Eventually, Ash arrives at the Kanto League. Kanto League team: Riolu, Charizard, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Pidgeotto, Mook. By this point, Riolu is unquestionably Ash's ace Pokemon. Throughout the tournament, Riolu carries several difficult battles and helps Ash advance farther than many people expected. But Ash is still a rookie trainer, he still makes mistakes, and eventually he loses the league. Even so, people start talking about one Pokemon, Riolu. Because unlike most Riolu, this one keeps battling stronger opponents and somehow keeps winning. After the league ends, Ash isn't discouraged. If anything, he's more motivated than ever. And so is Riolu. The two leave Kanto determined to become stronger, heading toward the Orange Islands where even greater challenges are waiting for them, and honestly, this is where Riolu's growth really begins. After leaving Kanto, Ash heads to the Orange Islands with Riolu stronger than ever. While Ash still has a lot to learn as a trainer, Riolu has become the heart of the team. Every battle, every loss, and every victory continues strengthening the bond between them. Orange Islands team: Riolu, Charizard, Snorlax, Lapras, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. Throughout the Orange Islands, Riolu continues proving why it was such a special Pokemon. While Ash's other Pokemon all improve, Riolu is constantly training whenever it gets the chance. It spends hours sparring against Charizard and learning how to fight larger opponents. Eventually, Ash reaches the Orange League and faces Drake. The battle pushes Ash harder than almost anything he has faced before. As the match continues, Drake eventually sends out Dragonite. Dragonite starts overwhelming Ash's team with its incredible power. Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Hyper Beam tear through the battlefield. Ash finally sends out Riolu. The battle starts badly. Dragonite's size and power are simply on another level. Riolu uses Quick Attack to avoid multiple attacks while trying to close the distance. Every time it gets close, Dragonite forces it back, attack. Eventually, Dragonite lands a direct Hyper Beam. Riolu crashes into the ground. For a moment, everyone thinks the battle is over. Then Riolu slowly stands up. Its body begins glowing. After everything it has experienced throughout Kanto and the Orange Islands, Riolu finally evolves. Lucario, the crowd goes crazy. Now everything changes. Lucario immediately begins using Aura to predict Dragonite's movements. Dragonite fires Ice Beam, but Lucario dodges it completely. Aura Sphere, the attack lands directly. Dragonite staggers backward. After a long battle, Lucario helps Ash secure the victory and win the Orange League. Now Ash leaves the Orange Islands with a fully evolved Lucario by his side. Johto team, Lucario, Bayleef, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Heracross, Noctowl. As Ash travels through Johto, Lucario quickly becomes the leader of the team. Bayleef and Cyndaquil constantly train alongside him, while Heracross becomes one of his closest training partners. More importantly, Ash slowly begins noticing his own aura. He can't control it yet, but whenever Lucario battles, Ash sometimes seems to know exactly what Lucario is about to do. Eventually, Ash reaches the Silver Conference. The biggest battle is Ash versus Gary. Gary's team, Nidoking, Arcanine, Sizer, Golem, Umbreon, Blastoise. The battle is incredibly close. Eventually, Gary sends out Blastoise. The crowd immediately knows what's coming. Ash responds with Lucario. Blastoise opens with Hydro Pump. Lucario barely avoids it. Gary follows up with Skull Bash. Lucario blocks with Metal Claw before being pushed backward. At first, Blastoise controls the fight through raw power, but Ash begins adapting. Lucario, use extreme speed. Lucario vanishes. Blastoise loses sight of it. Aura Sphere, the attack lands directly. Blastoise staggers. Gary commands another Hydro Pump. Lucario dodges and immediately follows up with Force Palm. Blastoise finally falls. The stadium erupts. Ash defeats Gary and advances. However, he still loses later in the tournament. Even so, Lucario once again proves it belongs among Ash's strongest Pokémon. After Johto, Ash heads to Hoenn. Hoenn team, Lucario, Sceptile, Swellow, Corphish, Torkoal, Glalie-Hoenn is where Lucario truly becomes elite. As Ash travels through the region, Lucario constantly trains against stronger opponents. It develops a friendly rivalry with Sceptile, and the two regularly push each other to improve. Eventually, Ash reaches the battle frontier. One of the biggest battles comes against Noland and his Articuno. Articuno immediately takes control of the battlefield. Ice Beam freezes everything around it. Most Pokemon struggle just to get close. Ash sends out Lucario. Articuno opens with Ice Beam. Lucario dodges. Articuno follows with Steel Wing. Lucario counters with Force Palm. The battle quickly becomes one of the fastest fights Ash has ever participated in. Eventually, Articuno lands a direct Ice Beam. Lucario crashes to the ground. The crowd goes silent. Then Lucario stands back up. Ash refuses to quit. Lucario refuses to quit. Aura Sphere. The attack flies directly through Articuno's Ice Beam. The two attacks collide. The explosion fills the battlefield. When the smoke clears, Articuno finally falls. Lucario has defeated a legendary Pokemon. By the end of Hoenn, both Ash and Lucario have grown tremendously. After conquering the battle frontier, Ash heads towards Sinnoh. By this point, Lucario is easily one of the strongest Pokemon Ash has ever owned. More importantly, Ash and Lucario's aura connection continues growing stronger with every battle. Sinnoh team, Lucario, Infernape, Staraptor, Geibel, Buizel, Torterra. Sinnoh quickly becomes one of Ash's hardest journeys. Not because of the gym leaders, not because of Team Galactic, but because of Paul. For the first time in years, Ash meets a trainer whose philosophy completely clashes with his own. Paul believes weak Pokemon should be discarded. Ash believes every Pokemon can become stronger. Naturally, Lucario hates Paul's way of training. Throughout the region, Lucario and Infernape become the leaders of Ash's team. Infernape continues growing stronger because of its rivalry with Paul, while Lucario keeps mastering its aura abilities. Eventually, Ash learns to sense aura better than ever before. He still can't use it like Sir Aaron, but he can now understand Lucario during battles almost without words. Then the Sinnoh League arrives. After defeating Paul, Ash finally advances to one of the biggest battles of his life. Ash versus Tobias. Everybody is talking about Tobias. Nobody has defeated his Darkrai. Not a single trainer. Tobias's team, Darkrai, Latios, other legendaries. The battle begins exactly how everyone expected. Darkrai starts tearing through Ash's team. One Pokemon falls, then another. Eventually, Ash sends out Lucario. The crowd immediately starts cheering. Darkrai opens with Dark Pulse. Ash commands Lucario to use extreme speed. Lucario disappears and narrowly avoids the attack. Aura Sphere. The attack lands directly. Darkrai barely moves. Tobias smiles. Darkrai responds with Ice Beam. Lucario blocks part of it, but still takes heavy damage. The battle continues. Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, Ice Beam, Force Palm. Neither Pokemon backs down. Eventually, Darkrai lands another powerful attack, and Lucario crashes into the ground. Ash tells Lucario to get up. Slowly, Lucario rises. At this point, both Ash and Lucario are feeling each other's pain through aura. Ash can barely stand. Lucario is exhausted, but neither of them is quitting. Ash gives one final command. Lucario full power Aura Sphere. Lucario gathers every bit of energy energy it has left. Darkrai fires Dark Pulse. The two attacks collide. The explosion shakes the entire stadium. When the smoke clears, Darkrai finally falls, the crowd explodes. For the first time in the tournament, Darkrai has been defeated, but Tobias immediately sends out Latios. Lucario is exhausted. Even then, it refuses to back down. Latios attacks with Dragon Pulse. Lucario responds with Aura Sphere. The battle becomes a brutal exchange of attacks. Eventually, Latios manages to defeat Lucario. Ash still loses, but just like in the original timeline, everyone leaves talking about one thing: Lucario, the Pokemon that defeated Tobias's Darkrai. After Sinnoh, Ash heads to Unova. Unova team: Lucario, Crocodile, Pignite, Levani, Snivy, Unfeasant. Unlike canon, Ash performs much better throughout Unova. Lucario's experience helps guide the entire team. Whenever Crocodile struggles, Lucario helps train it. Whenever Pignite needs confidence, Lucario pushes it forward. At the same time, Ash's aura abilities continue improving. By now, Ash and Lucario battle almost as one. Eventually, Ash reaches the Unova League. The biggest difference is that Ash no longer makes many of the mistakes he did in canon. Lucario's experience and Ash's growth allow them to advance much farther. However, Ash still falls short of winning the league. Not because Lucario isn't strong enough, but because Ash still has one thing left to master: Mega Evolution. After Unova, Ash travels to Kalos, and for the first time in his journey, he hears stories about Pokemon becoming even stronger through Mega Evolution. The moment Lucario sees Mega Lucario in battle, it becomes obsessed with reaching that level. Ash feels the same way, and honestly, that's where everything begins to change. Because the next region won't just make Lucario stronger, it's going to unlock its true potential, and that's where part 3 ends. After falling short in the Unova League, Ash heads to Kalos. Unlike the original timeline, he isn't arriving as a trainer trying to discover a special power. He's arriving with Lucario, a Pokemon that has traveled with him since Kanto and helped him through 5 different regions. By this point, Ash and Lucario's aura connection is stronger than ever. One of the biggest changes happens almost immediately. When Ash meets Froakie, Lucario can sense something special about it. Froakie is strong, disciplined, and constantly wants to improve. In a lot of ways, it reminds Lucario of itself. Froakie quickly joins Ash, and unlike the original timeline, it has the perfect training partner from the very beginning: Lucario. Whenever Ash's team trains, Froakie is usually the first one challenging Lucario. It loses almost every battle at first, but Lucario never looks down on it. Instead, Lucario keeps pushing Froakie to get stronger. As a result, Froakie develops much faster than it did originally. As Ash continues traveling through Kalos, he catches Fletchling, Hawlucha, Goomy, and Noibot, just like in the original timeline. The biggest difference is how quickly the entire team improves. Lucario helps train Hawlucha. Lucario helps Noibot become more confident. Lucario constantly pushes Frogadier to improve. Because of this, Ash's Kalos team ends up stronger across the board. At the same time, another major change is happening: Mega Evolution. The first time Ash and Lucario witness a Mega Evolution battle, both of them are amazed. Lucario can actually sense the incredible aura coming from Mega Lucario. From that point forward, reaching Mega Evolution becomes their goal. Throughout Kalos, Ash and Lucario seek out stronger trainers whenever possible. They battle Mega Evolution users repeatedly and slowly learn more about aura than ever before. For the first time, Ash begins actively training his own aura abilities. He still can't use aura like Sir Aaron, but his connection with Lucario becomes stronger than ever. Meanwhile, Froakie evolves into Frogadier, then later into Greninja. By this point, Ash has 2 incredible Pokemon leading the team. Lucario is the experienced veteran. Greninja is the rising star. Eventually, Ash earns a Lucarionite. At first, Mega Evolution is difficult to control. The power is overwhelming and puts a huge strain on both Ash and Lucario. But unlike most trainers, they already have years of aura experience together. After months of training, Mega Lucario becomes fully mastered, and honestly, that's what changes the Kalos League. Kalos League team: Mega Lucario, Greninja, Talonflame, Hawlucha, Gudra, Noivern. The first major battle is against Sawyer. Sawyer has improved tremendously throughout Kalos, and his Mega Sceptile is one of the strongest Pokemon in the tournament. The battle is much closer than people expected. Greninja and Mega Sceptile eventually face each other, but because Greninja has spent the entire region training alongside Lucario, it is far stronger than in the original timeline. After an intense battle, Greninja defeats Mega Sceptile and Ash advances to the finals. Now comes Alan, the battle that decides the Kalos League. Alan's team: Tyranitar, Weavile, Bisharp, Metagross, Unfezant, Mega Charizard X. As both trainers begin running out of Pokemon, Ash sends out Mega Lucario to face Alan's Metagross. The 2 Mega Evolutions collide in an intense battle, but thanks to all the experience Lucario has gained throughout Ash's journey, it manages to defeat Metagross. However, Alan immediately sends out Mega Charizard X. Even after defeating Metagross, Lucario refuses to back down and pushes Charizard to its limits, landing several powerful aura spheres and close-range attacks before finally collapsing from exhaustion. That leaves one final battle, Greninja versus Mega Charizard X. Unlike the original timeline, Greninja has entire region training with Lucario. With Charizard already worn down from its battle against Lucario, Greninja is finally able to finish what Lucario started. After an incredible back-and-forth fight, Greninja wins the final clash, giving Ash his first Kalos League championship. Now, after Ash became Kalos champion, he moved on to Alola since he likes to adventure new regions. Now, he will leave his Kalos team behind. Only one that stays with him is Lucario, and he goes to Alola to start his own Alola team: Lucario, Rowlet, Lycanroc, Incineroar, Melmetal, Naganadel. Immediately, Lucario become the veterans of the team. Whenever Rowlet struggles, Lucario helps train him. Whenever Rockruff wants to get stronger, Lucario battles him personally. The entire Alola team develops faster because they have two experienced aces guiding them. By the time the Alola League arrives, Ash is stronger than ever, and with Lucario, he's preparing for an even bigger goal, becoming the strongest trainer in the world. For the first time in his life, Ash heads into a new region without the pressure of trying to prove himself, and that changes Alola completely. Alola team: Lucario, Rowlet, Lycanroc, Incineroar, Melmetal, Naganadel. The biggest difference is Lucario. By this point, Lucario has traveled through 6 different regions. It's battled legendary Pokémon, defeated Darkrai, mastered Mega Evolution, and helped Ash become Kalos champion. As soon as Lucario joins Ash and Alola, the entire team starts growing faster. Whenever Rowlet struggles with training, Lucario helps him. Whenever Rockruff wants to get stronger, Lucario battles him personally. Even Torracat spends countless hours training against Lucario. Because of this, Ash's Alola team becomes much stronger than it was originally. At the same time, Ash himself feels more confident than ever. He's already a champion, he's already defeated Alain, and now he wants to see how far he can go. As the Island Challenge continues, Lucario remains Ash's strongest Pokémon, but something interesting starts happening. Lycanroc begins catching up. The more Lycanroc battles, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, Lucario and Lycanroc develop a friendly rivalry that pushes both Pokémon forward. By the time the Alola League arrives, Ash has one of the strongest teams he's ever assembled. The biggest battle is Ash versus Gladion. Gladion's team: Silvally, Lycanroc, Zoroark. Others: Ash's team: Lucario, Lycanroc, Incineroar, Rowlet, Melmetal, Naganadel. The battle is incredibly close. Both trainers know each other well. Both trainers constantly adapt. Eventually, the battle comes down to Lucario and Silvally. Silvally changes types repeatedly to gain advantages, but Lucario's years of experience allow it to adapt. After a hard-fought battle, Lucario secures the victory. Ash wins the Alola League. Now Ash is a 2-time champion. But Alola isn't finished yet, because next comes Professor Kukui. Professor Kukui's team: Incineroar, Braviary, Venusaur, Empoleon. Others: Ash's team: Lucario, Lycanroc, Incineroar, Rowlet, Melmetal, Naganadel. The battle becomes one of the toughest battles Ash has ever faced. Kukui constantly pressures Ash with smart strategies and powerful Pokémon. Eventually, Lucario and Incineroar clash in one of the biggest battles of the match. Neither side gives up. Both Pokémon push themselves to the limit. In the end, Ash manages to defeat Kukui and leaves Alola stronger than ever. Now only one goal remains: the World Coronation Series. After hearing about the tournament, Ash immediately signs up. Journey's team: Lucario, Dragonite, Gengar, Sirfetch'd, Dracovish, Dragonite. Unlike the original timeline, Ash never catches another Riolu. He already has Lucario. Instead, all of Ash's focus goes toward helping his new team catch up to the level Lucario has already reached. As Ash climbs through the rankings, trainers constantly talk about him, not just because he's a champion, because of Lucario. The Lucario that has been with Ash since Kanto, the Lucario that defeated Darkrai, the Lucario that defeated Alain, the Lucario that helped Ash win multiple leagues. Eventually, Ash reaches the Masters 8. His first opponent is Steven Stone. The battle is incredibly close, but Mega Lucario proves why it is one of Ash's strongest Pokémon and helps secure the victory. Next comes Cynthia, the trainer Ash has admired since Sinnoh. The battle pushes Ash harder than almost anyone else. Eventually, Cynthia sends out Garchomp. Ash responds with Mega Lucario. The battle becomes a clash between two veteran Pokémon. After an intense fight, Lucario finally defeats Garchomp. Ash advances to the finals. Now only one trainer remains: Leon, the strongest trainer in the world. The battle is everything Ash dreamed it would be. Dragonite contributes, Gengar contributes, Sirfetch'd and Dracovish both have huge moments, but eventually everything comes down to Lucario and Charizard. The final battle: Mega Lucario versus Leon's Charizard. Years of training, years of victories, years of losses, everything leads to this moment. The battle pushes both Pokémon beyond their limits. Neither side wants to lose, neither side is willing to back down, but in the end, Lucario finally wins. The referee raises Ash's flag. Ash becomes world champion. From Riolu and Kanto to Lucario in the Orange Islands, to defeating Darkrai, to becoming Kalos champion, to becoming Alola champion, to standing at the very top of the Pokémon Pokemon world, Ash and Lucario complete the greatest journey of their lives, the end. Hope you guys really liked this video. Make sure to like and subscribe since this is a brand new channel, and click on what if Ash started his journey with Froakie since it's very similar to this one, or what if Ash kept Geibel since that's one of my favorite timelines.